The rooftop bar shimmered under a curtain of soft amber lights, the kind that turned everything warm and dreamy. Laughter floated through the air, glasses clinked, music thrummed in the background, but Aisha heard none of it. Her world tilted the moment she saw him. Her ex. Rafi, in all his arrogant, polished glory, walking in like he owned the sky. Same self-satisfied smirk. Same lazy confidence. Same way of making her feel like the air had been punched out of her lungs. His arm was around someone new, a girl with glossy hair, a dress that clung perfectly, and a laugh that sounded rehearsed. They didn't look happy. They looked like a performance staged for her. Aisha almost laughed. Of course. He always needed an audience. Her heart twisted painfully, the kind of twist that reminded her she was still healing, still fragile, still carrying bruises that didn't show on skin. She had promised herself she wouldn't feel anything. She was over him. She was stronger. But the truth was more complicated. And seeing him, seeing the way he looked at her with that smug little satisfaction, like she would always be the one who lost, brought back memories she wished stayed buried. Memories of being made to feel like she wasn't enough. Memories of being diminished, dismissed, replaced. Her breath hitched. She took a shaky step back, then another, until her back brushed against a warm shoulder. She turned. Denial. He didn't ask anything. Didn't pry. Didn't push. He just looked at her, really looked, like he could see the chaos flooding her veins. His voice came out soft. You're okay. A lie rose to her tongue, but she couldn't get it out. All she could do was stare past him at Rafi, who was now whispering something to his new girl, shooting Aisha a sideways glance full of quiet triumph. Humiliation burned up her spine. Not again. She wouldn't let him walk away thinking he still had power over her. Her chest tightened. Her palms grew cold. And before she could talk herself out of it, she grabbed Denial's wrist. Make him jealous, she whispered, her voice barely holding itself together. Kiss me. Now. Denial froze for a heartbeat. The music pulsed around them, people laughed, lights flickered, but in that stretch of silence, everything hung suspended. His expression didn't shift wildly, it changed quietly, subtly, like a storm gathering strength beneath still air. Aisha, he said slowly, are you sure? Her jaw clenched. Yes. Are you doing this for him, he asked. Or for you? She blinked, thrown by the question. Does it matter? It does to me. Her heart stumbled. She wasn't prepared for his concern. She expected agreement, maybe confusion, maybe refusal, but not this quiet depth, this care, this refusal to let her crumble even in her own impulsiveness. But before she could answer, she saw Rafi looking. Watching. Waiting. Her chest tightened. Please, she whispered. Just do it. Something inside Denial shifted at her plea. Something soft. Something dangerous. He took a slow step toward her, closing the distance like he was entering a place sacred, a line crossed not recklessly but deliberately. He didn't touch her yet, he let the anticipation breathe between them, let her feel the heat of his nearness. His voice dropped, low and steady. I'll kiss you, he murmured, his breath brushing her lips. But I'm warning you. I'll do much more than that. The word struck her like lightning, unexpected, intimate, promising a depth she hadn't even considered. She felt her pulse stutter. Her fingers trembled. And then he touched her. Not her waist, not her back. He cupped her face gently, like she was something delicate, something worthy of being held with reverence. She didn't know why that almost made her break. He searched her eyes one last time, asking a silent question, giving her one last chance to pull away. She didn't. She leaned into his hand. And that was all the answer he needed. His lips brushed hers, soft at first, so soft she almost gasped. A whisper of a kiss, like he was giving her space to breathe, to change her mind. But she didn't want to breathe. She wanted more. She gripped his shirt, pulling him closer, grounding herself in the warmth of him. His hand slid from her cheek to the back of her neck, guiding her gently but firmly into a deeper kiss. And then, everything else disappeared. The music drowned. The voices blurred. The lights smudged into gold streaks. All she felt was him. His lips moved against hers with a tenderness she didn't expect, a hunger she didn't understand, a sincerity that disarmed her completely. He didn't kiss her like a friend. He kissed her like a man who had been waiting, patiently, painfully, for this moment. Aisha felt her heart lurch, her breath catch, her soul tremble. This was supposed to be an act. A moment of revenge. A way to regain control. But this felt nothing like a performance. And everything like a confession. When he finally pulled back, slowly, reluctantly, his forehead rested softly against hers. His breathing wasn't steady. Neither was hers. "Aisha," he whispered, voice rough with emotion he couldn't hide, "don't ever ask me to pretend again." Her lips parted. Her heart stuttered. Because she felt it too. The truth of it. The danger of it. The inevitability of it. Before she could make sense of anything, Denial lifted a hand and gently wiped a smudge of lipstick from the corner of her mouth. His touch was tender, almost intimate. "I meant every second of that," he murmured. Her breath shook. And behind her, she could feel the weight of Rafi's stunned stare, the one thing she thought she wanted. But suddenly, painfully, beautifully, he no longer mattered. Only the man in front of her did. Aisha didn't know how long she stood there with Denial's forehead pressed against hers, breath mingling, hearts unsteady. Seconds. Minutes. The world felt blurred, melted into a soft hum where only the two of them existed. But when she finally stepped back, her legs nearly gave out under her. She wasn't dizzy from embarrassment or from seeing her ex. She was dizzy from him. From that kiss. From how real it felt. She tried to find words, any words, to create distance, to exhale some of the pressure crushing her chest. But her throat felt tight, packed with emotions she'd never given names to. "You shouldn't have done that," she whispered, finally. Denial didn't flinch. Didn't take offense. Didn't step back. He simply looked at her as if he had been expecting that reaction all along. "Why?" he asked softly. "Because he saw. Or because you did?" Her lips parted, breath hitting the cool night air. He took a step closer, slow, intentional. Not possessive. Not aggressive. Just, steady. Like he was grounding her with his presence. "You felt it," he said quietly, reading her in ways she wished he couldn't. "I know you did." She inwardly cursed how her heartbeat betrayed her, pounding so loudly it almost drowned out the music. "Denial, you're my friend," she tried, voice trembling. He tilted his head slightly, studying her. "I was your friend," he corrected gently. "But I can't pretend that's all I want anymore." The words hit her like a slow, warm wave, washing over her, seeping under her skin, making every suppressed feeling rise to the surface. Her pulse was chaos. Her thoughts scrambled. And yet, a strange calmness wrapped around her, too. The kind that only came when someone spoke a truth you always sensed but never dared to say aloud. He glanced past her, nodding subtly. "Look." She turned. Rafi stood near the bar with his new date. His expression wasn't smug anymore. It was stunned. Confused. Maybe even threatened. His date looked irritated, arms crossed, clearly unhappy with his distraction. The sight should have satisfied Aisha. It didn't. Because for the first time since the breakup, her ex's reaction didn't matter. What mattered was the man who still held her hand from the kiss she started and he finished. "You wanted him to feel jealous," Denial said. "And he does. But you don't need me to pretend for that. You don't need anyone to get back at him." His voice softened. "You already moved on more than you think." Aisha swallowed hard. "Then why does my heart feel like it's trying to escape my chest?"